Lamarck gives us theory about evolution, also known as theory of inheritance of acquired characters or theory of use and disuse. So the changes in structure or function of any organ acquired during the lifetime of an individual in response to changes in the surrounding environment are inherited by its offspring, and these changes accumulate for generation and lead to the origin of new species. So in changing environment, individuals, some organ structure and function changes. These changes are for adapt in this changing environment, and as a result the individual gains some unique characteristics for change in structure or function of organ, and these unique characteristics are called acquired characteristics. These acquired characters are transferred from generation to generation and leads to new species formation. This theory have four postulation or factors like internal vital forces, new needs, use and disuse, and inheritance of acquired characters. So internal vital forces. Every organism have these internal vital forces. Due to presence of these forces, organism have a tendency to increase the size of organ or entire body. So internal vital forces helps the organism to increase the size of organ or entire body. Second one is new needs. Changes in the environment create new needs in living organisms, so that these are better suited to the changed environment. The new need results in the formation of a new organ or a part in the body. So in changing environment, for adaptation or for adapt in this changed environment or survive in this changed environment, organism create some new needs. These new needs results in the formation of a new organ or a part in the body. Third one is use and disuse of organ. So the new habitats involve greater use of certain organs. The continuous use of an organ or organs keeps them functional and makes them stronger, larger and more efficient. So in the changing environment, organism use some organ more and more. This continuous use of this organ more and more keeps them functional and makes them stronger, larger and more efficient. So the organism, as the organism use this organ continuously, for this these organs become stronger, larger and more efficient. And continuous disuse of an organ or organs leads to gradual reduction in their size and to their final disappearance. And those organs which have no function in the changing environment, organisms or individual disuse this organ, and continuous disuse of these organs leads to gradual reduction in their size and to their final disappearance. Last one is inheritance of acquired characters. So what is it? The characters acquired by an organism during its lifetime are passed on to next generation. In every generation, some new characters are acquired, or the older ones keeps on increasing or improving. As a result, after a number of generations, the species becomes different from the parental one and evolves into a new one. So in every generation, organism gains some characteristics. These are acquired characteristics, and these characteristics transfer to next generation. And in next generation, the organism gets some unique characters from their parent, and also these organisms also contain or gain some characters. So these characters are accumulate, and after some generation the species becomes different from the parental one and evolves into a new one. So as these unique characters are transfer and gain in every generation, for these the ancestor and the unique organism and the ancestor have more difference in their structure. That is why they are not distinguishable from one another, and that is why the new species formation is occurred. There are some theory which support the Lamarckism, like long neck of giraffe. According to Lamarck, giraffe have evolved from some deer-like ancestor who had short neck and forelimbs and feeds upon grass. So Lamarck tells that giraffes evolved from deer-like ancestor who have short limbs, short neck, and their feeds upon grass. As the climate of this area gradually became arid, its grass was replaced by a few high trees. So changing in the environment replace this grass. So trees are the factors which replace this grass. The leaves of these high trees were the only food available to the ancestors of giraffe. For obtaining food from the tall trees, they had to continuously stretch their neck. So as there are no grass, so only food is there is the leaves of the tree. And for obtain this food from the tall trees, they had to continually stretch their neck. To reach these leaves of the tree, they have to stretch their neck continuously. For the continuous stretching of neck to reach the tree leaves, the neck gradually increases in each generation and the characters inherited to next generation, resulting present day long neck giraffe. So they stretching their neck to reach upon these foods or reach upon these leaves. In every generation, these characters are transferred and resulting present day long neck giraffe. So deer like ancestor feeds upon grass. So these ancestors were feeds upon the grass, who are deer like, means short limb and they are short neck. Environmental changes and the grass replaced by high trees. So these high environment changes and these high trees replace this grass and continuously stretch their neck to reach the leaf of the trees. As there are no grass, so only foods is the leaf of the tree, and these giraffes start stretch their neck to reach the leaf of the trees. Neck slowly stretch in each generation. As they continuously stretch their neck slowly stretching in every generation. These changes transfer generation to generation, and these changes transfer from generation to generation and leads to long neck giraffe. So these are the deer like ancestor of the giraffe who feeds upon grass, who have short neck and short limb. As the environment changes, these grass are replaced by these high trees or tall trees. So there are no grass, only food is the leaf of the trees. So they started stretching their neck for reach upon this leaf. As they started stretching their neck, the muscle of the neck become more functionable or more strong, and as a result, after some generation, these long neck giraffe is produced. Another example which support the Lamarckism is flightless bird. Flightless bird like kiwi, ostrich, emu. Scientists believe that those are evolved from flying birds. So kiwi, ostrich and emu evolved from flying birds. When kiwi first reached the New Zealand, they were able to fly. So kiwi is a flightless bird who have no functional wings, but scientists believe that they were able to fly in previous time. On setting there, they did not find any need to fly as there were no enemies on land and there was plenty of food. As this kiwi reached the New Zealand, they did not find any need to fly, or they did not find any reason to need to fly. Why? Because there were no enemies on land and there was plenty of food. As in New Zealand there were plenty of food and there were no enemies, they did not find any reason to need fly. In due course of time, they lost the ability to fly and wings got degenerated due to disuse. So as there are no enemies and there is plenty of food, so they did not find any reason to fly. As they did not fly, so they did not move their wing continuously. As they not continuously use these wings become disuse, and for this disuse, these wings become degenerated. Criticism of Lamarckism. There are some theory which did not support the Lamarckism, like the strong muscle of a wrestler are not inherited by his children. So we can see that the wrestler have a strong muscles. The wrestler are not born with this strong muscle. They gain these characteristics or they gain this strong muscle by exercise. So these are their acquired characters, but their offspring are not produced with this strong muscle. So it means that the acquired characters not transfer always, and this theory criticizes the Lamarck theory. August Weismann, in his famous experiment, cut off the tails of the rats for about 18 generations, but tailless offspring were never born. So Weismann cut the tail of the mice for about 80 generations, but never tailless offspring is produced. Always the mice produce with the tail. So this theory also not support Lamarck theory, because Lamarck say that the organism gain some characteristic in his lifetimes are transfer. So these mice are without tail, but how their offspring produce with tail? So this theory not support the Lamarck theory. Heart always beating or functional but never be large in size. Lamarck theory says that those organs are used more and more continuously, they become large and strong. But our heart always beating or functional, but that never been large in size. And another one example is Indian women. Indian women piercing or boring their nose and ears, but these characteristics not transmitted from one generation to another generation. So Indian women piercing on their nose and ears, but these characteristics are not transferred to their offspring, or their offspring not born with this piercing nose. So these are some theory which criticize Lamarckism.